How do you counter Tormin? I've seen a lot of people struggling with Tormin, rightfully so. He is a pretty aggravating champ. That passive can be pretty annoying. And I think what I see a lot of people just trying to do is create teams that can survive with no debuffs, no turn meter boost, no anything like that. And those can be effective, but I thought I would show you one kind of easier way to do it that opens up a little bit more what you can take into a fight against Tormin. So here I've got 3 Tormins on this list, and then we'll probably refresh and do some more. But this will enable you to take your boosters and kind of whatever else you want to take in. Now I'm going to show you my puzzle that I've put together with it, but there are different pieces to that, and we'll talk a little bit about it. So we're starting off with Arbiter because she's got a great speed lead. She's a good booster. She's got the attack buff. She's got all the things that we want. But this can be any booster that you want if you want to bring a booster. So it can be Gorg, it can be Apothecary, it can be Lysandra, it can be whoever you want it to be, okay? But you can bring someone with this comp. And they're obviously going to go first. Now the key to this here, which you probably already know because of the thumbnail, is Spirit Host. Spirit Host. Now, if you have Hackcorn Smashlord, he's the one to put here instead. But this is a great farmable, free-to-play option that will immediately kind of give you access to coming in and countering a Tormin. Now, the key with Spirit Host is that she has to be on immunity artifacts. It is mandatory. She has to be on immunity artifacts because she can't get debuffed at the beginning of this fight. And when we go in and we play through this fight, I'll explain why. But she needs to be as close to the speed of your booster as possible. Make sure that they're speed tuned is what I mean to say. Make sure that whenever the booster boosts, that there's no room for the enemy to cut in between, okay? Beyond that, shout out to Farting Cows. Can't say the name without laughing, but he's been doing YouTube and Twitch lately, so if you have not checked him out, go check him out. He's putting out some really good stuff, some very interesting stuff, different types of content, and one of the things he did was put out a guide on Excruciator, who I personally had never even given a look. I had kind of been sleeping on this champ. I had never really given her a look, but he kind of inspired me to put her on this team. And the reason is because with this skill, when she attacks with Veil, she blocks Revive. Now, if we can one-shot Tormin and block the Revive, then we removed his passive from the fight, which means now we can do whatever we want and not have to worry about catching a freeze, okay? Also, she's a good option because she does 35% more damage under a Veil buff, okay? She puts a Veil buff on herself at the beginning of each round, not at the beginning of each turn, at the beginning of each round. So as soon as the fight starts, she's putting a Veil buff up, which means she can't be targeted by anything. Now she can still be affected if you get outsped or get hit with AoE. She can still be affected by things, but she can't be specifically targeted. And if you do manage to one-shot Tormin, then she'll put another Veil on herself and stay hidden, okay? And then to top it off, first skill does 20% bonus damage under Veil. So she's a great champ, but anybody that has block Revive that you can get the damage out of will be sufficient, okay? I don't know all the block Revive champs, but I know there's a handful of them. I know that Foley does it, Queen Eva does it, I believe. Even Armiger does it if you're going super free to play and you're not trying to hang out in Platinum. I don't know that you can get an Armiger one-shotting a Tormin in Platinum, but maybe you can. If you've got a good defense break and you've got a really well-built Tormin with the proper masteries, not Tormin, Armiger, then maybe you can. I'm certainly not saying it's impossible, but I think it's probably more difficult than doing it with someone like Excruciator or something like that. And this is kind of the mix of it. Now I'm gonna bring in Ceres for my defense break because I just love her and I think she's great. But again, all you need to do here is get a defense break on Tormin. So enough talking about the team. Let's go ahead and go in and see what this team looks like in action. So we've got Tormin and we've got a Molly. That can be a pretty annoying combo because Tormin is going to revive himself when you kill him. And then when you kill him again, if you haven't killed Molly, she's going to revive him again, okay? So here's the way that this team works. We see we've got Spirit Host on immunity debuffs, and I may have called her Sorceress a couple times, and I may do it again throughout the video. Just now I'm talking about Spirit Host, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to do this. Now, we see that she caught a freeze. Everybody is susceptible to catching a freeze here except her. And the reason that this is great is because she has a cleanse and places a block debuffs in the same turn. So she gets rid of the freeze, and now no one can catch a freeze for one turn. Now again, if you've got Hacker and Smash Lord, he's the better option for this. But again, Spirit Host is a very easy to get, easy to build way to do this. If you want to do her Masteries so that she can potentially place block debuffs for 2 turns, you can certainly do that. I have no Masteries on her. I have no skill ups on her. I simply have her with the speed that she needs to have, okay? Now we're going to get the defense break up, and hopefully it lands on Tormin. And then what we want to do is take Tormin out of the fight. So Tormin's gone. The revive is blocked. Molly can't bring him back. Now it's just a matter of getting through the rest of the fight, okay? So let's go ahead and go after him. And hopefully, we don't need to place the buff. We're going to hit him because we don't want to catch any counterattacks. To provoke kind of stinks. Molly is a good champ. Especially when she hits the 2-turn provoke. I use her on my team with Tormin, and I think it gives people a little bit of a headache sometimes. Ouch. Okay, let's do this. All right, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be close. I still think we might be okay, though. Unless Cupidus can kill us all, because we do have Arbiter. She can bring back Excruciator. We got the Fear debuff up. So let's bring back Excruciator. That's the nice thing about having Arbiter or Gorg on this team, is it gives you a little bit of leeway there. We have attack buff up. We don't need that. And let's see if we can't get him out of here. Yep, now we're good. So, a little bit sketchy at moments. It's more for getting Tormin. If there's a super solid, strong team around Tormin, then you may have to mix this up a little bit. You know, you could put Ray in here for some AoE with freeze and defense break. The real key to success with this is your Spirit Host / Hackhorn has to go right after the booster, cleanse and put up the block debuffs. Defense break has to go up, and then you need to kill Tormin. And you preferably need to kill him with a block revive, okay? So let's try it again with another Tormin comp here. We've got Tormin, Ultimate Gallic, Frankenstein, Tayrail. So, same thing. Now see, 2 of our team caught a freeze, but it's not a big deal because we have her. So now things are as they were set up to be. And then can we get Tormin out? We can. So after this fight, we'll go ahead and go take a look at all of our stats and builds on everybody. Oof. Hurts. Let's hit you. Why not? And you've got fear up potentially, so let's go ahead and put one on you. And I'm gonna leave that up actually. Maybe Saris will get an opportunity to strip that. And then let's go ahead and get you out of the fight. So yeah, with this setup, I would recommend Arbiter, of course, if you have her. If not, then Tormin is probably not a bad option. But, because the revive is going to be handy when the teams start getting a little bit stronger. But you see, I mean, 78,000 on her first turn, on her A1, and it's not like she's super crazy built. When you see her, it's because of her skill descriptions that she's doing a lot of damage. She's decently built, but you get the idea of what we're talking about. Let's go ahead and take a look at the champs real quick. Now, Arbiter, you don't need to look at. You know what my Arbiter looks like. She's a fast booster. That's not the important part. The important parts here are Spirit Host, again, on immunity, mandatory. And then the other 2 pieces, if you've got a good speed set or you've got a good set that you can fit on her, great. I just happen to have 2 pieces in the cursed set that had some good speed that I could put on her. But again, you're just trying to make her tanky and fast. She doesn't really need anything else. If you want to get resistance on her, you can. But just tanky and fast with immunity debuffs is all you're really looking for. And again, I've done no masteries. I've done no skill ups. Very straightforward with her. As far as Excruciator goes, I went with a Savage set. It is not mandatory, but I thought it would be nice to ignore a little bit more of the defense on top of whatever defense break we get put up. So I went with a Savage set, Savage crit rate. You do want to make sure she's critting every time. That's pretty important. And then as much crit damage as you can get on her. Now, I went crit rate gloves because I couldn't hit the crit damage otherwise. At this point where my account is with all the champs that I've already thrown my good crit rate substat gear on. But even with the crit rate gloves, we got our crit damage up to a pretty decent amount. If you can get it higher than this, great. We went accuracy on the banner, because one thing about block revive that I learned not too long ago on my free-to-play account is apparently it can be resisted, which I think is really stupid. And maybe it's not that way across the board, but I know that I've seen enemies resist my block revive with Armiger. And I think that's really dumb, but I have seen it happen. So you do want to make sure that you have some accuracy on her to land that. And then as far as her, I also don't have her skilled up. If you get her skilled up, then you'll get more damage out of her, obviously, and you'll get the cooldown reduced. As far as Masteries, this is what we're looking at with the Masteries. Pretty standard. I went crit rate, crit damage, of course. Here, you're gonna run into a lot of shield in the arena. Now I'm using Ceres, and she's generally gonna strip that shield off. But if she doesn't, or if you don't have a Ceres, this is gonna give you quite a big bump in damage to any Tormin or anybody that you hit that has shield on them. So it's a great mastery for the arena. Here, we're going to increases the damage by the first hit on each enemy. Again, this is very important because you want that first hit on Tormin to be the kill shot. So that's pretty important. Here, I just went with it so that I could get down here, and I didn't care to go lifesteal. But increases damage inflicted by 6% when attacking targets with higher max HP. I think Excruciator's got like 12,000 HP and Tormin has about 20. I don't remember the exact numbers, but he definitely has more base. And he's certainly going to have higher max HP as well because of the way people are going to be building him, and you're building your Excruciator with attack. So he's going to have higher base HP. Here, just a chance to reduce the cooldown if you manage to one-shot Tormin, or even if you don't, if you do more than 30% of his max HP, potential for cooldown. Here we've got kill streak, so she'll do more damage as she kills. Here we've got places a shield on herself for one turn when she kills an enemy. This might seem counterintuitive going against the Tormin, but you got to think the only way she's doing it is if she gets the kill, and if she gets the kill, then it won't matter if she puts the shield on herself, unless you miss the block revive and he comes back. But I figured this would be a good one to go. If you want to avoid that and play it super safe, then just go here and just do damage if you have any debuffs on you, which you won't on that first turn, but you can do it. And then I went crit damage personally because I like it. It's easier to measure, it's easier to gauge. I can kind of trust the damage. If you wanted to go Helm Smasher to ignore more of the defense, that is certainly an option, especially when you're trying to kill someone like Tormin who's going to have very high defense. Any opportunity to ignore the defense is going to be nice, but I personally don't want to be relying on RNG when I take this comp in. I kind of want to be sure I'm going to get that one-shot kill on him, so I went crit damage, but Helm Smasher is certainly a viable option if you like a little bit of a roll of the dice. And then over here, just things that boost the accuracy. 10 accuracy, bonus accuracy when no skills are on cooldown, bonus accuracy for enemies that are alive, chance to reduce the cooldown of a turn, and then here, buff extension, so that she potentially puts that Veil buff on herself for an extra turn at the beginning of each round, which could be nice. So that's what her masteries look like. Real quick, if you want to get a look at the gear, you can pause on these. I'll click them kind of quick, let you get a look at what the gear looks like. Got lucky on that ring. Only way it could be better is if it was an attack ring. And that's what we're looking at. So, again, Hackhorn Smash Lord is a much better option than Spirit Host in that spot, but Spirit Host can do it. You can go farm her right now from the crit rate stage, the campaign, and she doesn't need skill ups. You don't have to do masteries. You can, of course, do them if you want to get some buff extension stuff and all that fun stuff for her, but it is not mandatory. She just needs to cleanse and put up block debuffs. And that's it. That's a pretty easy way you can go in and counter Tormin. And you can try, again, you can try different things at each spot of the team. You know, you can try it with Ray. Ray is a great option. She does heavy AoE damage. She does have a defense break. She's got a strip and a freeze. she's a great candidate to fit into one of these roles. You know, there's different things you can play around with here. I can't go over every single one of them in this video, so go through your champs, play around a little bit. It's a good opportunity for you to kind of get familiar with your champs and try some different things and see what you come up with. So let me know in the comments what you guys come up with, if this was helpful to you. If you have any more tips for dealing with Tormin in the arena, of course, drop them below. More information is always better. That's pretty much going to do it for me. So again, I hope it was helpful. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Shout out to all my patrons. I greatly appreciate the support. Thank you so much. That's it. I'll see you guys in the next one.